You've had the paparazzi all over you.
Yeah, but that's hardly the same as Princess Diana. This was one of the most famous people in the world. I mean, you have the Pope, Mother Teresa, and Princess Diana.
Princess Diana made many personal wishes to those closest to her, but the one she shared with Elton John has stirred the most surprise and controversy. Reports say this particular wish involved both Prince William's and Prince Harry's future wives. What has shocked many is that William's wife, Catherine, seems to be living out this wish today. Even more unsettling, the wish appears to have hinted at something about Meghan. So what exactly did Diana say? And why is Elton John confirming it now after all these years? Join us as we uncover Princess Diana's last wish to Elton John. Princess Diana's last wish. Elton John has once again reportedly confirmed one of the late Princess Diana's most surprising final wishes, that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, should one day receive Queen privileges. Even more shocking, the legendary singer is said to have also revealed that Diana, before her tragic death, had denounced Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. This revelation has left many stunned and asking questions that no one expected to be asking. How could Diana, who passed away in 1997, when both William and Harry were still just boys, have any opinions about their future wives? Neither Catherine nor Meghan was in the picture at the time. So how did Diana make such a specific wish about a woman she had never met while seemingly warning against another? The answers might just shock you. The mystery behind Princess Diana's wish only deepens when you consider the current state of royal affairs. Harry and Meghan's decision to step back from royal duties has caused tension in the palace and sparked endless public debate. It now appears Diana may have somehow predicted this turn of events, allegedly sharing her thoughts with her longtime friend, Elton John. Could Princess Diana have had a deep intuition about how things would unfold years after her death? Or is there more to the story than we've been told? According to palace insiders, Elton John may be holding even more of Diana's secrets, wishes, predictions, and warnings that she shared only with him. If true, these words carry great weight and reveal just how emotionally complex Diana's final thoughts may have been. But to truly grasp the impact of her alleged wish for Catherine and her rejection of Meghan, we need to explore more of what she confided in Elton. Keep watching, because what comes next may be the most unexpected royal secret yet. Princess Diana and Elton John had a friendship that went far beyond public appearances. It was a relationship built on shared values and the comfort of knowing they could lean on each other during turbulent times. Diana first grew close to Elton in the mid-1980s, when their paths often crossed at charity galas and events. What bound them together most was their shared commitment to humanitarian causes, especially the fight against AIDS at a time when stigma was widespread. Diana, who was unafraid to sit at the bedside of AIDS patients when the world shunned them, found in Elton an ally who used his fame and music to fundraise and advocate. Their closeness deepened in the summer of 1997, a time of both triumph and sorrow. The link that tied them most directly in those final months was Gianni Versace. Both Diana and Elton adored Versace, not only for his fashion genius, but for his warmth and generosity. When Versace was murdered in July 1997, Diana and Elton flew to Milan to attend his funeral. They sat side by side, visibly shaken, holding on to one another as cameras flashed. Diana reportedly told Elton that he must stay strong, because the world needed voices like his to continue the kind of cultural and humanitarian battles that Versace had stood for. To those who knew her, it was as if she was reminding Elton that their joint mission could not die with Gianni. In the days that followed, Diana and Elton continued to stay in contact. According to the report, Diana's last exchanges with Elton was emotional. She knew how uncertain life could be, and she spoke with urgency about what was most important to her. Elton later revealed that Diana had called him not long before her death, and their conversation revolved around continuing their shared work on AIDS awareness and fighting stigma. She told him directly that she wanted him to carry on the torch, to ensure that compassion and humanity didn't fade from public life once she was gone. It wasn't a written wish, but Diana said it with such seriousness that Elton took it to heart and treated it like something he had to honor. But that's not all. Diana's wishes for Elton weren't just about charity. She also talked about the future of the royal family, especially her two sons, and how they would fit into a system she had come to distrust. Elton has shared that Diana's last hope was for Catherine, Prince William's future wife, to be shown full respect. Elton later told close friends that Diana wanted William's wife to be protected and supported instead of being hurt and left alone, like Diana had been. In many ways, Diana's final royal wish was to make sure Catherine didn't suffer the same pain and betrayal she went through. When Princess Diana tragically passed away in August 1997, Elton was shattered. But her family turned to him for a public act of remembrance that would carry her voice into the world. Bernie Taupin rewrote the lyrics to "Candle in the Wind," originally a tribute to Marilyn Monroe, and Elton performed it at Diana's funeral in Westminster Abbey. It was not a request Diana had ever made herself. She could not have known such a performance would happen, but it aligned perfectly with her earlier words to Elton. She had wanted him to stay strong, to use his voice, and to carry forward a message of compassion. In that moment, standing in front of the world, Elton did exactly what Diana had asked for. He turned his sadness into music. Elton did not let her down afterward. Her unspoken wish, as friends often called it, was for him to keep pushing for AIDS charities and to use his fame for good. Elton devoted the following decades to exactly that, establishing the Elton John AIDS Foundation, raising hundreds of millions of pounds, and often crediting Diana as his inspiration. Every time he talked about her, it wasn't like she was gone. It was like he still had a promise to keep. She had asked him to continue, and so he did. That strong sense of duty continued in the years after Diana's death, even as her sons began finding their own ways to honor her. In 2007, 10 years after she passed away, Prince William and Prince Harry planned the concert for Diana at Wembley Stadium. They invited Elton John to perform because they knew how close he had been to their mother. Many people expected another emotional moment, but Elton surprised them. He chose not to sing "Candle in the Wind" again. He said that the song belonged to Diana's funeral and should only be sung that one time. Instead, he performed his well-known song, "Your Song," as a gentle and loving tribute. People had mixed feelings about his choice. Some thought it was a respectful and mature decision. Others were disappointed and had hoped to hear the emotional song from the funeral again. But beyond all this, the question many are still asking is, why did Princess Diana show special favor to Catherine? Some answers have now begun to surface, and we know you're curious to hear them. Stay tuned. Why Princess Diana's last wish favors Catherine. Many believe that Princess Catherine is the one who most closely lives out the legacy of Princess Diana, and for this reason, she would likely have been Diana's favorite if the late princess were still alive. Diana was not only remembered for her beauty and compassion, but also for the way she used her royal role to reshape what it meant to be a member of the monarchy in the modern world. In Catherine, much of that same balance between duty, service, and humanity can be found. Meghan Markle, meanwhile, has taken a different path, one that departs from the legacy Diana built, and that distances her from the vision Diana appeared to have for the future of the royal family. Looking at how each woman has lived within or outside of Diana's shadow, it becomes clear why Catherine represents the continuation of Diana's wishes. Meghan represents a departure. Diana's devotion to public service was the most visible part of her legacy. She got deeply involved in causes that many others stayed away from, like raising awareness about AIDS and speaking out against landmines. Diana took these jobs seriously because she wanted to use her position to help people. Catherine is showing the same kind of dedication today. Her work on early childhood development through the Early Years Project shows that she is thinking long-term, just like Diana did. She also spends time helping children's hospices and mental health programs. Meghan also supports good causes, but she usually does so through her own foundation and personal brand. Her work matters, but it doesn't have the same royal backing that gave Diana's efforts a strong and lasting impact. Diana always found a way to mix her worldwide influence with her role as a royal. She traveled to many places, but her trips always connected to her job as a senior member of the royal family. Catherine has done the same by going on overseas tours with Prince William. During these trips, she not only represents the royal family, but also visits charities and helps local causes. Meghan, on the other hand, stepped away from royal duties and now works through her own international projects. While she still talks about big global issues, not having a royal title behind her makes it harder to follow the path Diana walked, which was closely tied to the royal system. How the public connects with them is another key difference. Diana was called the People's Princess because she made everyday people feel close to her. She smiled at them, held their hands, and truly listened. Princess Catherine has also slowly built this kind of bond with the public. Her approval ratings are high, and people welcome her warmly at public events. Meghan's connection with the British public has been more difficult. She was liked at first, but problems with the media and her decision to leave royal life have caused division. Surveys often show that Meghan struggles to keep public trust, unlike Catherine, who has become more trusted over time. But what's even more surprising are the clear and unexpected similarities between Diana and Catherine. Diana had a complicated relationship with the media. She knew how to use it when she needed to, but it also caused her a lot of pain. Catherine has taken a calmer path. She stays quiet, even when people criticize her, and lets her actions speak for her. Meghan chose a different way. She went straight at the press, suing newspapers and speaking out against bad coverage. While this reminds people of the troubles Diana had with the media, Meghan's more direct style has made her relationship with the British press even more tense. Diana, even when hurt, still showed some control and grace in how she dealt with it. Children were always one of Diana's biggest concerns. Her love for William and Harry was one of the things people remember most about her. Catherine shows this same love and care with her kids, George, Charlotte, and Louis, and often puts being a mother first. Meghan clearly loves Archie and Lilibet too, but raising them outside the royal family creates a big difference. Diana seemed to want her sons to pass on royal values and traditions to their children. By staying in the royal family, Catherine helps keep that vision alive. Diana was brave enough to talk about mental health when almost no one else did. She spoke openly about her own struggles, which helped people feel less ashamed. Catherine has built on this by supporting programs like Heads Together and helping make mental health a normal thing to talk about. Meghan has also talked about her struggles, but mostly through big interviews and documentaries that focus on her personal journey. While her openness matters, some people feel that it comes across as more about her than about helping others. Diana and Catherine have tried to use their pain to start bigger conversations that include everyone. Marriage within the royal family was something Diana respected, even as she struggled on her own. She remained committed to her role until the end, believing that duty mattered. Catherine has embraced this same commitment, standing beside William as both a supportive partner and a future queen. In contrast, Meghan and Harry stepped away from royal responsibilities, a move that critics say breaks from the stability Diana had hoped her sons would maintain. For Diana, the crown came with pain, but also with purpose, a purpose Catherine continues to honor. Fashion, too, was one of Diana's tools for expression. Her clothes weren't just about style, they carried messages. Catherine often echoes this approach, wearing Diana's jewelry or recreating her iconic looks, creating a subtle thread of connection. Meghan, while also fashion-forward, draws more from celebrity culture than royal tradition. Her red carpet elegance is admired, but it doesn't carry the same symbolic weight Diana was known for. Royal duty was perhaps Diana's strongest constant. Even through emotional struggles, she kept up a demanding schedule of public events. Catherine has proven equally reliable, balancing motherhood with a steady stream of appearances and long-term charitable commitments. Meghan and Harry, however, chose a different route, stepping back to pursue personal projects and media ventures. This shift may offer freedom, but it also distances them from the sense of lifelong duty that shaped Diana's public life. All of this helps explain why Diana's final wish to Elton John, that Catherine should be given queenly privileges, makes so much sense. Everything Catherine has done reflects the legacy Diana hoped would continue. So maybe those who believe Diana somehow foresaw the kind of woman William would marry weren't wrong after all. But the bigger question many still ask is about the true nature of Diana and Elton John's relationship. Was it romantic, as some have speculated, or was it a powerful friendship built on mutual respect and shared causes? The answer might surprise you. Keep watching, because we're about to reveal a side of Princess Diana and Elton John that few have ever seen. Diana and Elton John's connection. The relationship between Elton John and Princess Diana, although looks romantic from the outside, but many who are close to both of them have insisted that both were just connected through a shared passion and goal. They were both deeply invested in charity work, and they shared a strong empathy for people suffering in silence. Diana had already broken barriers by holding the hands of HIV patients at a time when fear and stigma kept others away, while Elton John had devoted years of his life to raising money and awareness for AIDS research. Their bond was built on this shared mission, as well as the comfort they found in one another's company. To further show that their connection was not romantic, it is important to look at Elton John's personal life. During the period he grew close to Diana in the 1980s and 1990s, Elton was already openly involved with his partner David Furnish. Their relationship became public in 1993 and later grew into one of the most enduring unions in show business. Because of this, there is no way Elton and Diana could have been secretly in love. Elton had already found stability and affection elsewhere. Although it might have been possible in theory for Diana to be romantically linked with him, no report has ever suggested such a thing. This is unlike some of the men Diana was actually connected to, men with whom she had varying degrees of romantic involvement. One of the earliest men Diana was rumored to be close with after her separation from Prince Charles was her bodyguard, Barry Manicky. He worked as part of her security team in the mid-1980s and quickly became a trusted figure in her life. Diana herself later described him as her greatest love, which gave weight to the belief that their relationship went beyond professional boundaries. Their closeness was noticed by palace officials, and soon after, Barry was removed from his role as her bodyguard. And shortly after, something unexpected happened. Barry Manicky tragically died in a motorcycle accident in 1987. Many believed this accident was not a coincidence, and whispers spread that he had been eliminated because of his relationship with Diana. Diana herself once hinted that his death was suspicious, further fueling the belief that the monarchy might have played a role. Whatever the truth, Barry Manicky was the first man outside her marriage to Charles, with whom Diana shared deep emotional intimacy. After Manicky, another important man in Diana's life was James Hewitt, the British Army officer. Their relationship began in 1986, when Diana was feeling isolated in her marriage and looking for companionship. James became her riding instructor, and their bond quickly turned romantic. Diana later admitted that she had loved Hewitt deeply. For several years, they carried on their affair in secret, meeting whenever they could. Though Hewitt was often away due to his military duties, their relationship became public knowledge in the 1990s after Hewitt sold his story to the press, something that left Diana feeling betrayed. Despite this, their time together was one of the most passionate relationships Diana experienced, and it left a lasting impression on her. Hewitt's betrayal, however, showed how difficult it was for her to find loyalty in her romantic life. Another figure who entered Diana's orbit was Oliver Hoare, a married art dealer. Their affair reportedly began in the early 90s, around the time Diana was breaking away from her marriage to Charles. Hoare was older and sophisticated, and Diana was drawn to his worldliness. Their relationship, however, was complicated by the fact that he was already married. It did not last long, but it did attract public attention. Diana was even linked to a series of late-night phone calls made to Hoare's home, something she later admitted. The relationship ended quietly, but it reflected Diana's search for comfort in places where it was never guaranteed. Soon after, Diana was connected to Will Carling, the captain of the England rugby team. Their relationship was rumored to have begun in the mid-90s. Diana met Carling through her involvement in charitable circles, and though both denied a full-blown affair, the press suggested otherwise. At the time, Carling was married, which made the rumors even more controversial. His wife later implied that there was truth to the connection, which caused a strain on their marriage. While details of their involvement remain uncertain, the speculation highlighted once again Diana's habit of forming emotional connections with men who were not fully available to her. Among Diana's relationships, one of the most significant was with Hasnat Khan, a British Pakistani heart surgeon. Their romance began in 1995, after Diana visited a London hospital where he worked. Diana quickly fell for him, attracted to his intelligence, dedication, and humility. Friends said she loved him more than anyone else after her marriage ended. She was so serious about Khan that she reportedly considered moving to Pakistan to be closer to him, and even met his family. However, the relationship was strained by cultural differences and the enormous pressure of media attention. Khan, who valued his privacy, struggled with the public scrutiny that came with being close to Diana. By mid-1997, the relationship ended, but Diana reportedly continued to carry strong feelings for him. Many who knew her claimed that Khan, not the others, was her true love. After her breakup with Khan, Diana entered into her final and most public romance with Dodi Fayed, the Egyptian film producer and son of billionaire Mohammed Al-Fayed. They met in the summer of 1997, introduced through Mohammed, who was eager to see his son with Diana. Their relationship progressed quickly, with the two spending time on yachts and in luxury resorts. The press followed them closely, portraying them as a glamorous couple. Although the relationship was still new, it gained attention because of who they were. Diana appeared happy with Dodi, and some speculated that they might even marry. Tragically, their romance ended with the Paris car crash in August 1997, where both Diana and Dodi lost their lives. This final relationship was short-lived, but remains the one most remembered by the public because of the way it ended. Looking back at Diana's romantic history, it is clear that she often sought love and comfort outside of the restrictions of royal life. Each man represented a different stage in her journey after her separation from Charles, and each story ended in heartbreak, betrayal, or tragedy. Against this backdrop, Elton John's place in Diana's life stands apart. Unlike these men, Elton was not her lover but her confidant and ally. Their bond was never about romance, but about mutual respect and shared values. Why do you think Diana's last wish favored Princess Catherine? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.